Hey guys, welcome to the Z-Log. Today we're going to talk about money. We're going to talk about how we got our money, where it came from. But first of all, I want to talk about Z-Logs. The reason we do Z-Logs is because the Z-Logs don't require a lot of heavy editing. They're pretty easy to produce and put out. There's a lot of monologue or a lot of technical, and we just show what we're actually doing or talking about. It's not a storyline that we have to put together, and it saves Renee a lot of editing time, and she spends a lot of time editing the main storyline videos, and that's why we do Z-Logs, because we want to put good content out there that's useful and it's easy to do on the Z-Log. So thanks for watching the Z-Logs, and now we're going to get back to talking about money. So one of the main questions we get out there is, where did we get our money? How did we get it? Where did it come from? Were we trust fund babies? Did we inherit our money? Did we win the lottery? Or what the real question is that is on all our viewers' mind is, was I a male prostitute in southern Guatemala? And the answer is yes. Spent a couple of months in southern Guatemala working like a... In any case, we got our money by working. I got out of high school, barely graduated. We talked about this in one of our beginning episodes, and didn't have a rich dad or mom, neither did Renee. We both come from middle-class America. And so we just didn't have a lot of money, and I started to work, and never went to university, neither did Renee. We're just country bumpkins that came out of high school, public school systems, and made our way through life. I got into the oil field business, pipeline business, directional drilling, and that's what I did. I dug ditches basically for a living, and one of the things I want to mention to everybody is the reason we were able to have the money we have today is because I saved my money. I didn't live in extravagant, big old multi-million-dollar homes. I didn't buy multi-million-dollar things. I mean, there at the end, when I did have money, I did enjoy a lavisher lifestyle. But up until the point we had financial security, I lived like a miser. I lived in a double-wide trailer house. I lived very meekly and very, I didn't spend a lot of money on a lot of things. Now, when I got into my 30s, I did get into the habit of wasting my money on utility bills and water bills and taxes and fancy cars and pickups and houses. We did do some of that. And then I realized that's not where I want my money to go. I do not want to be working for a house payment. I don't want to be working for a car payment. I don't want to be working so that my kids can be on this soccer team or that football team, or they can go to this high school or this private school. You know, I'm not working for those things. I'm not going to work for the American dream because it's BS to me. I'm going to work for my freedom, and I'm going to work so that I can do the things I want to do. Now, these are my opinions, and I don't fault anybody who wants to do those other things. There's nothing wrong with those other things. But if you want to live this lifestyle, then and you can do it two ways. Either you win the lottery, or you are a trust fund baby, or you save your money and you do what me and Renee have done. So those are the only way you can do that. We don't make any money off these videos. We're not Patreons. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I'd take my hats off to all the video vlogs out there. A lot of people get on them about Patreon and taking money and people supporting them. Well, let me tell you something. Editing videos, putting videos out is a lot of hard work. The Deloses, the Vagabonds, those the Wins, they put serious, and all the rest of them. I don't want to leave out any of them. There's a lot of great channels out there. They put in serious time editing videos, and that's their job, and they're making a living at it, and I take my hats off to them. That's not what we're going to do. We don't feel that's a need for us, but we do put a lot of work. Renee puts just as many hours into video production as a Delos crew or a Vagabond. I mean, and those guys put out great videos, great vlogs. Back to making money and what we're talking about money. If you want to live this kind of lifestyle, how can you do it? Well, if you're working a job, then you need to work that job and you need to live like a miser. Don't be wasting all your money on car payments and fancy cars and big houses or nice apartments and nice flats. Live like a miser. I teach my kids, go buy a camper trailer when you go into the workforce. Go buy a cheap camper trailer, buy the cheapest gas economical car you can buy, and go to work and live like a miser. And instead of spending 60% of your money on living, spend 10% of your money on living and put the rest of it in the bank. And that's what you've got to do. Don't go into debt. Don't borrow money. Live like a miser. Do what you have to do until you can do what you want to do. The next thing I teach my kids about money and making money is, if they ever go to work and they have an employer, don't use the term boss or employer. That man or that woman that you work for is your client. Treat them like a client. Be a solution provider to that client and make things happen for that client. Make that client's life easier. Act like you're a contractor and treat that client like he or she is the main thing in the world. The next thing is don't look for recognition. Look for recognition on that paycheck. I don't care if somebody calls me the CEO, the president. I don't care if they call me the best man in the world. Just show me the money. If I'm in the business of making money and working to have freedom, show me the money. That's all it boils down to. If you're in the game of making money and chasing money, that's what you got to do. My business that I had was digging ditches and directional drilling in the oil field, and that's what made me some money. And then we saved that money, and then we sold a lot of stuff. I had to sell my business. I was in some relationships, business relationships that weren't positive in my life. It cost me a lot of money to get out of those relationships, and it just wasn't for me anymore. And I don't like being around negative people. I don't like being around negative things. So try to surround yourself with positive people. Try to surround yourself with smarter people than you are. That way you can do and learn from other people. And don't be afraid of criticism. And hard work never hurt anybody. Quit complaining. Quit whining. Quit talking about your boss like he's the enemy or the devil. And become a man or a woman. Bootstrap it. Get it done. And get to living your life. Quit complaining. And that's how I made my money. It's real simple, you know. And I have to be very careful that I don't spend all that money, because then I'd be broke, and I could be broke very easily. So I have to be very, very careful. So that's a little bit about us and where our money comes from. People ask how much it costs out here to sell and do what we're doing, and for us, it's costing about $20,000 to $30,000 a year. And we've got a big family. We eat a lot, and so that's what it's costing for us. I think we can get it cheaper as we do it longer. We'll be able to get it more effective and cheaper, but that's where we're at right now. And it's not any more expensive to live on a boat than it is to live on a house on land. A house requires maintenance. A house requires upkeep. If you sell that house, you buy a boat, you get the same thing. Depending on what kind of boat you buy, your upkeep could be higher, your upkeep could be lower. This boat's going to cost me about the same as my last boat. Probably a little less, because we're probably going to be utilizing a lot more. We won't be in marinas at all, hardly anymore. We won't be going to marinas. We'll be on the hook all the time. It's just going to be a better boat once I get it all set up. And also, this is the second time around, so we're doing things a lot smarter. We're doing things a lot better. You know, so that's just what we're doing. I love watching people succeed. I'm excited about all the sailors out there that are saving and they're getting ready to go sail. A lot of people email us saying that we've inspired them. And you know, you guys are doing great. You're going to do great. Get out there, live your dream. Once again, guys, thanks for watching our Z-Logs. And if you want to support us, just subscribe, share our videos, like us, follow us on YouTube, Instagram. We appreciate all you're doing. We appreciate you watching, and we look forward to seeing you out there.